So how long will the iPhone 10 actually last? Let's find out in this video. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. And how long will the iPhone 10 last? So in this video, I want to discuss to you this iPhone 10 because this is an investment that if you purchase, you might want to keep for quite some time. Now, there's some controversy going around that's saying, the iPhone 10 is going to be totally just discontinued next year with the announcement of the 3 new iPhones that has been widely rumored from Apple. And if that happens, simply all I think they're gonna do is just make this a little bigger. That doesn't mean that this design is gonna be discontinued. You might see just a bigger version of this design. So that's not what this video is about, but if you wanted to know about the controversy surrounding that, right now it's just speculation. As always, people like to make up news about Apple as we wait for the next iPhone, and that's currently the news going on with this. It might be discontinued. Truth is, nobody knows right now. So in this video, I actually am gonna share what I think and how long this phone will actually last in terms of the phone itself. Not, how long it will last till Apple discontinues it. This, in my opinion, will last till 2022, and let me explain why. So it was launched in 2017. Every iPhone usually goes through about a 5-year cycle before it does get discontinued or no longer is supported by software. We're gonna cover this one going into the future, but let's talk about some of the aspects of the phone and why I think this will no longer be relevant by 2022. Okay, design. So this design is actually going to be relevant for the next, I think, 5 years easily, because Apple likes to keep designs the same for several years and continue to just refine on that design. I don't see that changing at all with the iPhone 10. You're probably going to see this design just updated, made it bigger. The notch might get a little bit smaller than what it currently is, maybe even be gone. But the general design of this phone, I think, is going to stay about the same. I do hope that they get rid of these stainless steel sides because they do scratch very easily for the iPhone 10, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. That's going to be the case coming this year. Maybe we will see aluminum sides on the cheaper edition of the iPhone. Next up is the display. The display is an OLED display, and it is a beautiful one. It's almost 2K resolution here for the iPhone 10, and no matter what you do, you can go ahead and get a great viewing experience here on iPhone 10. Sometimes the notch does cut into things, but the iPhone 10 has a beautiful OLED display, and the display, to be honest, by 2022, the display will probably still be a very good display because, if you look back at like 2000 and what was it, like 5 years ago, 2012, iPhone 5, iPhone 5S, those were Retina displays. They're still putting Retina displays in iPhones, meaning that display technology basically held up over 5 years. So I expect the same to happen for this. Now, you might see 4K panels in future iPhones, like the resolution just gets bumped up a little bit, but the overall technology, I think they're gonna stick with OLED going forward on most of the iPhones. They might make one cheaper iPhone with LCD, but iPhone 10 in terms of display, easily 5 years. Another aspect of the iPhone 10 I wanna talk about when it comes to how long it will last is the camera. So the camera, this is an area where I think the iPhone 10's camera will be outdated within 2 years. So even this year you might see a bump in camera, but this camera is gonna be fine and it's gonna get better over the next few years. Right now we're getting to a point where smartphone cameras are still good, but micro four thirds cameras are still 4 times the resolution. So I would like to see Apple get the sensor size bigger, maybe a 1/2 inch sensor, and just get things a little bit closer to that 1-inch sensor that's found in cameras like the Sony RX100 or any more point and shoot cameras like Canon G7X, G9X, these little point and shoots. That's what I would like to see, a bigger sensor in here. I know it's kind of hard to pull that off in a little phone body, but if they can do that, we will see huge updates to the camera. So my predictions going forward with how long this camera will last will be a couple of years, and I think you're gonna see massive improvements because Apple really does like to focus in on their cameras. They know people that buy iPhones are a lot of times creatives, so they use these phones for making YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I do see the iPhone 10 camera becoming much better over time, and this one will probably be outdated within the next 3 years or so. So what about the battery life for the iPhone 10? How long will this thing last? Now, I think with the big controversy around the battery slowing down on iPhones, Apple's introducing a feature in 11.3 that's going to allow you to toggle off if the battery does, throttle performance and stuff like that. So that's not going to be an issue going forward. But in terms of the cell inside, this phone actually outlasted pretty much every phone I did yesterday in the comparison video. So it has pretty good battery life. But again, as the new iPhones are coming out in the coming years, you're gonna see the iPhone 10's battery not to seem such a great battery life, because I think it's gonna get better as they make it larger, like 6.2 inch, 6.3 inch iPhone, and that's gonna be pretty fantastic to see. So I think the battery itself will hold up a couple of years. You might have to go replace it. Maybe Apple will keep that battery replacement price lower just as a way to say they're sorry. They might go back to $79, we'll see. But lithium-ion technology, you're gonna have to replace the battery. If you're planning on keeping this several years, you're gonna just have to pop in a new battery. Whether you have Apple do it or you have a certified technician who works on smartphones, do that. So that's it. Those are the key categories I want to talk about with the iPhone 10. I really do think this phone is set to last for maybe 5 years. Now, discontinued, will it be discontinued with the upcoming iPhones? It's a speculation. Currently, as it stands, I do think it will be discontinued for one reason. The iPhone, 10 Plus that's gonna come out or whatever, they can just make an improved version of this, make a Plus version, and make a cheaper iPhone and get rid of this one right here. So you might see it at around, the newer, cheaper iPhone, you might see it around $700. You'll see the upgrade to the 10, the smaller one, to maybe it stays at 1,000, and then the large model will maybe start at $1199, around there. So that's what I'm seeing going forward. And then this one probably will just be taken off the line, because if it doesn't and they lower the price on this phone will cut into the sales of the other more value iPhones. Like even the SE2 that should be coming out soon, this will cut into them sales if they keep this at a lower price point. So yes, there's a high likelihood this will be discontinued, but we shall see. You might want to be subscribed for continuing coverage on that. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, enjoyable, entertaining, informing, do me a favor, click that like button for me. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more tech videos like this. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.